I'm honored to be asked to speak today. For the last 8 years, I've had the distinct honor of leading the 72-member House Coal Caucus. Of those 72 people, men and women, Republican and Democrat, young and old, tall and short, great and small. Each one of us has an interest in seeing the continuance of an industry that has been good for this Commonwealth for centuries. I appreciated the remarks made by Representative Snyder from Greene County, because like Greene County, my county, Armstrong County, has a very vibrant natural resources industry. For over 150 years, we have taken pride in saying, from us, little wee 68,000 person Armstrong, we light and heat the entire East Coast. From Maine to Florida, it's the megawattage that my men and women are pulling from the earth at great risk to themselves to make all those lights come on. Now, where I live might not have the big bright lights as the great cities would. Now, if I told you 72 members of the Coal Caucus, that's a bit misleading. I know every one of the 203, if we ask, would form a electricity caucus. And therein lies the crux of what I wish to convey to you today. It was only a couple short years ago that the halcyon cry from hill to hill was, we must rid ourselves of dependence on foreign energy. Not only can we do it, we are doing it. Now we find ourselves faced with an Environmental Protection Agency, an EPA, a non-elective body appointed by the chief executive, who have set standards using the Clean Air and Clean Streams Act that are unattainable by any technology on earth. Talk about the labors of Tantalus. We're more than willing to roll that rock up the hill, but we like to know where the top of the hill is. Like Representative Snyder in the 50th District, the people of the 60th District love our land. We value it, we hunt it, we fish it, but we also mine it, and we drill it. And from that bounty that lies right beneath our feet, we have sent rank upon row of our children to school. We've kept mom and pops up and down main streets and boroughs throughout the county alive. We've made it possible for our kids to look forward at a chance at growing up in a place that I love. It's beautiful. Now, if you would listen to the naysayers, they would tell you we need these air regs, we need these water regs. And I agree. We do need to protect our waters and our air. But don't set the standards so low they are literally, scientifically unattainable. It's not that we haven't been willing to put considerable investment in achieving the goals of clean air and clean water. Most recently at the Homer City plant, I think it was $1.2 billion into a proprietary scrubber. And they brought the particulates to a level previously not seen for 35 years. You probably didn't know that. In the last 30 years, particulates that have emitted from our coal-fired electrical generation plants have been dropped over 90%. But nobody likes to talk about that. We now find ourselves in a situation where, for all the good intentions, they're giving us a labor that is not possible. So they see our recourse as being shut them down. I feel for Rep. Snyder. Only 2 weeks ago, I was on a barge on the Monongahela River, taking a tour and looking at Hatfield, a gigantic mega base plant. Now, Hatfield, in particular, draws our attention because the PJM grid that manages our electrical supply for a 3-state area has identified that if we take the megawattage produced at that plant off the grid, we stand a very real potential of brownouts and blackouts. That's unconscionable. We have the means at our fingertips. We have done it quite well for a very long time. Do you want to be the one who goes to that school and says, no, you can't turn the lights on for Friday night football? Do you want to be the one that goes to the steelworkers in the Mon Valley like my friend Representative Courts and says, sorry, we have to lay you off. We can't afford the electricity anymore, because that's what's going to happen. Simple rules of supply and demand apply. When you reduce supply and deal with an ever-growing demand, which we can show statistically in any form or fashion you like, the demand for electricity has grown steadily and consistently every year for each of the past 10 years I've been here. When you reduce the supply and your demand increases, simple economics rule the day. The amount of money you can demand for your supply increases. So let's put it all together, and I'll wrap it up, because I'm starting to get a little hot under the collar, if you don't mind. Later today, I am going to call upon my colleagues in the Coal Caucus to co-sign a letter with me requesting that Attorney General Kaine place Pennsylvania into the class action suit filed by 17 other states, and imploring the EPA to refrain from imposing these unattainable standards. It's aggressive. That's all right. It's aggressive. But for lack of anyone else sticking up for us, our jobs as representatives and senators is to reflect the wishes of those who entrusted us here. And that's the message I've been sent with. This one, you dig your heels in and you fight. So how do we end this? We end it by you all going out and talking to people you know. Here, this is the choir. We can sit together daily and commiserate about how unfair this is, but we have to be able to put our message out. If you value American energy independence, and we have all the means right down there, you need to support this. We have achieved amazingly low levels of emissions and particulates, and we continue to do it. But don't make the goal something that is out of reach. I'm going to close up now, because this probably isn't the brightest place to be playing hooky. I'm supposed to be up there right now. But I felt this issue was important enough to throw my 2 cents in. My name's Jeff Pyle. I proudly represent the 60th Legislative District of Pennsylvania. Thank you.